I'm seeing all these people online right now who say, I make $100,000 a monthly recurring income, or I make 10K a month, or whatever. And it's really interesting because I looking at these people and they're probably like half my age. And what's interesting is they just put an idea out there and they make a lot of money and they're doing business about their own way. I've been studying a lot of these type of content. I'm trying to figure out there is probably an interesting thread here that I'm probably missing. As a person who's trying to figure out entrepreneurship, it's so easy to get swept up in what everyone else is doing and then turn on the AI copy machine and just copy exactly what they're doing word for word, literally ad for ad, and everything you could do possibly under the sun to try to repeat their success. And then I realized that that's probably just not the best way to go about it. And I don't want to put more slop on the internet like the other person is doing next to me. And so I think the business model here that's really starting to come out is something about really delivering lots of value for a low price. And it sounds really weird because I think a lot of people like me are kind of tired of subscriptions. And with the value of some of the stuff that we can do using AI or using other types of tools, I think I could just charge one fee, but then push that out to like a million people or more and help those people just for one flat fee. And this kind of goes back to the older principles of making software where people used to just make it once, put out their first version, and then whenever they wanted the new updates for the second version, they would work really hard for a year and kind of focus on that and do that type of software. I feel like that craftsmanship of making software for me is kind of really where the lane that I want to be in. I want to do my life's work and then put a lot of effort into is solving a problem and then just kind of leave it there and let people enjoy it. And that way, once I release the software, there's a flat rate, there's no reoccurring pressure to kind of stay on. And like if I want to take a vacation or something happens to my health, people are going to pay subscriptions and kind of lose giving me money and so forth. And I think this is an interesting way that I want to start approaching my problems now. I feel like the previous space that I was approaching problems from were from all these other people who were having these other business models where they get reoccurring income. And granted, that's really sexy and all, but right now I'm not trying to raise a company that's trying to go to $1 trillion valuation. I'm mostly focused right now on trying to ship software as a solo entrepreneur. And as a solo entrepreneur, basically, that just means that I used to work for a big fan company and I don't want to go work for those companies anymore. I just want to build here live, connect with you, and build the software and solve people's problems. There's a lot of really interesting, fun problems that are really, really tiny that a lot of people can benefit from. And I can just leverage my existing software experience to do that. And I feel like this is kind of like the best way to do that. I want to give you a little bit of background though. I told you a little bit that I was new to entrepreneurship. And what's really interesting is when I listen to some of these interviews of people who are talking about their business, I feel like I don't think they've realized how much value they've gained from being around people who have helped them with entrepreneurship or helped them get to where they're going. And a lot of times when I'm consuming this content, I feel like here's some useful information about a technique that can help you in business. And then I get slapped in the face. And then like, here's something useful, slapped in the face. It's like, okay, I'm not young. I feel like I'm not talented. I feel like whatever. And like, I feel like I haven't made it because I'm not making a certain dollar amount per month. And I probably made more just from my investments, than these people are making in certain areas. But that's not like, I'm not here to brag. I'm not here to consume people who are bragging about things. And I think people have probably really good intent for what they're doing. They're just really excited because they've reached a certain stage of life that they maybe have not reached before. I feel like in this era right now, we kind of need to stop with this, like getting this AI tool to copy other people's businesses and put more slop out there. I think there needs to be appeal to kind of turn back and go into craftsmanship mode. And I also don't feel that like just getting rid of AI or being anti-AI is also the answer, if you know what I mean. I think it would be really silly to overlook an opportunity that's actually presenting itself, almost akin to going back to when somebody discovered you can plant some seeds into the earth and then fruit will bear right in front of you, right? And then it's like all you need is like nice, good land and some area, and then all of a sudden you can start growing like banana trees, or you can start growing like tomatoes or something like that. And those tomatoes then lead to the invention of pizza, right? So I feel like there is something here in this whole AI tool. And I think the way that people are doing it are just kind of, exercising what everyone else's wants or needs are at this present time. And I think a lot of people are extremely desperate to gain money very quickly. And it's really easy for me, even myself, to get swept up into that because it's like, oh, this is very exciting. And I like thrills and I just kind of get sucked into that. But the other part of me kind of puts the other cap on. It's like, what am I here to do? Do I want to introduce more slop into the world and then charge people for that slop because everyone else is already doing that? So then I could just have to copy them and do the same thing? Or can I leave the world a better place and also deliver lots of value and still, make money while I'm doing that? And I think there is a way for that. And this is basically what I'm carving out for me right now. I'm really just going to focus a lot more on craftsmanship. And a lot of my channel now is going to focus on me building towards this craftsmanship era of my life. And I really don't care anymore if I, don't go viral or I'm not catching the latest model trends or whatever. I'm more focused on building. So I want to build software. I want to solve problems for a niche audience and then make it available for everyone to download. And all it will basically just cost you is probably like somewhere between $2 and $5, maybe $10, just depending on the type of value that it provides. Because I feel like if I can help a million people times $5 is an amazing dollar amount. And if a tool is being charged at a subscription rate, but then a local model or other technology is introduced where that is no longer necessary, but people are still charging subscription rates, I think I can just basically undercut them as a single person engineer. And so I'm going to try to leverage my superpowers as an engineer to kind of point it in this direction. And I feel like there's a lot of benefit to that for not only myself, but other people that come in contact with this software for the rest of the world. I feel like we're at a stage where an engineer who has some type of software development background can take some of the existing AI tooling and point it at certain problems or resources and build things extremely quickly, but also follow up on that to make sure that there's a lot of high quality. And so my promise to you is that I'm just going to continue to do some more live streams, just like this, talking to you on the camera, building live, checking out some certain things that I'm going to be checking out, whether it's a new model, buying hardware, or kind of going through that entire journey. I'm also going to be sitting here basically vlogging and sharing my story as I meet other engineers, host events, and do different things. So I encourage you to kind of hang out with me, participate. I will be having some live events coming up as well. I also have a free community. So if you go to rfer.me/startmyai, that takes you to the free school community. This is where a lot of other people are currently building. A lot of them are using AI tooling to build and trying to figure out this whole software development workflow. And I will be sharing a lot more, obviously, on that community, but also here live. And I also have an AI Builder Club if you're interested in joining that. The AI Builder Club is more of like a small cohort that I will launch every so many months. And when it's open, I'll only just do like about 4 sessions, and that allows you to kind of join me, ask questions, and participate with others who are kind of on that journey at that present time. So I will, close it when I want to go focus on my other work. And there's some, allows everyone to kind of build community together. So this is, if that's something you're interested, definitely go check that out. So for the price of a cup of coffee, I'm going to basically transform people's lives by the millions. And I'm really excited about that. This is the new era of this channel, and I'm so excited to cook.